I love what the speaker said. She said her grandmother told her to get out that bag and make them watch you win. So if you have not already started, we want you to call us today and make them watch you win. All righty?
Before I introduce the video for the next speaker for our keynote this evening, I want you all to remember what I said at the beginning. I need you in battle stance mode. You know, I feel it. When we get invested in, when we have something poured into us, when we're challenged, when we think differently, when we hear someone who's gone beyond where we are, sometimes we can be like, ooh, that was good. You know, it's kind of like when you eat a meal and you loosen your buckle of your belt. I mean, that spiritually happens. You just kind of, whew, that was good. But the one thing that I have to touch on, you know, my mentor years ago had told me, if you're going to be a millionaire, that's one thing. Anybody can be a millionaire, he told me. But if you want to be a billionaire, you have to have the temperament for a billionaire. Because you're so powerful. And God knows if you just use your power unwisely or use your power selfishly, you can make one phone call and ruin someone's day, career, reputation, or life. And so God is working on the inside of us so that we wouldn't just have the billionaire mindset, we'd have the billionaire temperament. We'd be calm. I've had to work on this. But you know, something incentivized me that whenever I slipped, I'd be like, oh, but I so want to get to that next level. So I'm going to work on my chill. I want you to work on your chill, all right? And the fact that she took the time to learn from God, she took the moment of darkness, sitting in that wheelchair at the airport. You can read about that in her book, Unbroken. She's going to be actually out in this area right here. I can't remember what it's called. Forgive me. Fellowship Hall. Yes, that. She'll be out in the Fellowship Hall following our last speaker. But she talked about the generosity and the giving. And so you're going to hear a little bit more about generosity and giving from our next speaker. Because if you are going to enter another level, you have to have a purpose for all the money that God is bringing into your life. And we've already heard it's not just for toys. Charles Payne is a CEO. He is a financial analyst or a financial guru. You pick. He's also a broadcaster. You've likely saw him on Fox Business News. But if you ask him, he is just a hardworking man hoping to make a difference for his family, his community, and humankind. That's what he told me. How many of you all are staying in the zone where when you go to your office, when you work on your business, you're saying to God, you're saying to yourself, Lord, help me make a difference for humanity. It's a different perspective. Then, God, make me rich. I'm going to quote all the blessing scriptures. I'm going to quote all the scriptures on finances. No, help me change this planet. I thought that was a deep revelation for how he described himself. And once you see his suit, you can see he has a whole other flavor. But join me, watch the screens. The next voice you will hear will be none other than Charles Payne.
Charles Payne is the Fox Business Network host of Making Money with Charles Payne and the CEO and principal analyst of Wall Street Strategies Incorporated. Assuming responsibility early on to support his mom and family, Payne defined his dream at age 14 to be a CEO and have an office on Wall Street in New York City. With less than $10,000 in startup funds and working from his apartment, Payne started his company, which now provides a unique brand of stock market advice to over 120,000 registered subscribers in more than 60 countries, as well as several of the largest banks and brokerage firms. Wall Street Strategies Incorporated has developed a national reputation over the past 30 years as a provider of timely and effective equity analysis. Payne is the author of Unstoppable Prosperity and Act Fast, Be Smart, and Get Rich. Please welcome to the stage the financial guru, Charles Payne.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for that amazing introduction. I'm glad you warned everyone about the suit. You know, a few people ever put on some sunglasses before I came up here. Oh, boy. So, first of all, I want to say, obviously, thank you to Pastor Winston, Dr. Veronica Winston, and the team, just the ultimate professionals. This whole operation is like, I would say Fortune 500, but it's more like Fortune 50. It really is. It really, really is. It's absolutely amazing. So I wanted to start with a song that, because I know that this whole thing is about entrepreneurship and better empowering yourself. And one of the things, I get a chance to speak to a lot of very successful people. And in the last week, I've interviewed Alex Karp from Palantir. I had a great conversation with the guy named Cohen from, he just bought $1 billion worth of Chinese stocks, and a whole lot of other people. Most of them came from relatively humble beginnings. And I want everyone to be able to dream like that. I want everyone to be able to have those same kind of goals and everything. So do we have the song?